Welcome to the On Air show. It's the third attempt to go live, but we will see if the audio is now better. So let's give it a new try. Before I start talking, I will just want us to know it's better. Oh, okay. Maybe it's my phone. I switched the phones. Okay, so we have a solution. You sound great. Okay. That's amazing. That is amazing. So welcome. It is Sunday. It is show day. And you know that there's always a lot of gold in here for you. So if you're watching live, say hello. It takes a little while so that I get notified. And if you comment a little bit, it helps to inform all the rest of the world that Ginger is live. And I want to get back into my flow. So first of all, how are you? And who are you? So if you're watching me for the first time, because there are so many people new to my world, then say hello. I'm a projector 6'2", splenic with a defined ego. Welcome to my world. I am excited you're here. Every Sunday I go live and host an incredible show, sometimes with guests, and this show will evolve into something so much bigger. I'm very, very excited. And today, I feel like in this energy of the eclipse, before I dive into why business coaching might not be working for your human design and for your personality and where you are in life and business, and maybe because that is the reason that you are not seeing the results that you want, that it doesn't feel good in the way how you are coached and mentored, and that you might feel now at a point where you have investment trauma, where you made so many investments and still don't see it. And I know that right now this coaching industry is going through a massive shift. And a lot of people are asking themselves, okay, I invested so much. Why is it still not working for me? Why can't I apply these methods that I have learned really to my specific lifestyle, to my specific problem, to my specific energy? And so there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about. And these Sunday lives, they're getting so good that they're kind of master classes. So I'm not doing master classes anymore. Also has a reason for it, but I always want to come Sunday live here to give you my perspective, my 6-line from the roof perspective, and my experience about what I see as a projector and what I think is required that this industry really changes, and that you position yourself as the other option. This is really important, that a lot of people are now looking for new coaches, new ways to be guided by projectors, new ways to be activated by manifestors, new ways to really connect with their joy and their pleasure and their passion through manifesting generators, and really new ways to really get to see themselves and get to know themselves from reflectors back reflected, right? So before I go into this and also share a little bit the story about how this entire topic came up, because there are some big shifts happening for my next level evolution, and I'm feeling so clear, like so crystal clear and so excited. I have not felt in a while, and anytime in that stage, I really brings. I love it. I love that the fire is back. I love this for my clients because this is the ripple effect. They get even more activated. And I also love it for you to have these live streams and that you take away something that inspires you and that you do something with it. This is most important. First, we are in eclipse season. So I feel like anytime, and I have like a lot of juices going on, anytime we're in this eclipse season, it is more like, I want to ask you, it feels like this time is stretching. It feels so long. We still have 1 week to go till the 5th, next Friday. Then we're out of it. And so it is this pressure cooker, this time-lapse portal where it feels so long, the time, and within this time so many things happen. Lifetimes passes, time collapses, we upgrade, we go through ego death. By the way, this is a show, but I love to talk with you, and I want to invite you to engage as much as possible. Talk to me, interact, comment along. I want to have this really a good vibe today, and chatting with you is always super fun. Thank you, Ulrike, but I meant also energetically, yeah, and what is going on. So for me, it is also every time I go live, kind of a reintroduction, a little life update. First, are you still alive? Are you still feeling alive? Are you alive? In eclipse season, it's sometimes like, okay, I'm dying. I have an ego death. I'm like, oh, I'm in it. I feel emotions. I feel tired as fuck. I feel exhausted. I could only sleep. Like all this, or someone is super energized, super, motivated and inspired and is kind of bubbling over with ideas. But right now it's still not the time to make decisions, because there is decisions in terms of set in stone. There's so much more juiciness still coming with this full moon moving forward into next week. So give me a little update. How was your week? How do you feel? And so much more people are jumping on here, so it's going to be a juicy conversation. I want to invite you to say hi, drop your human design. A lot of new people in my world because of this one post that I posted this week. And so this post inspired this live stream. And every Sunday, I kind of do a little recap of the week, what happened in the topics that I want to talk about. And this is also one topic that I'm going to talk about, the post that I did on my feed. Why I'm not teaching a class on how I did it, how I made over 6 figures in sales the last month. And this has to do with why I do believe that the business coaching that you receive don't serve you, because of these concepts or trends that we saw, and even me included. I used this as marketing and a way to market, to build my brand, to build authority, to build recognition, to teach these classes. And so first I want to ask you, let me just look at how are you feeling. Emotional wave here too. The last 7 days went through the whole range of emotions. Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting to see the emotional authorities deal with all this, and then we see the unemotional authorities, the non-emotional, right, the undefined, going through it. So it's always very interesting. And I want to just say, in those moments, especially, we sign up for mentorship when you are in the correct mentorship for these moments of growth, that you don't go through it alone, that you understand what's going on. Even my girlfriend, who I am having a new project with, she texted me, she's like, I cannot focus today. Give me a kind of cosmic weather update. What's going on today? This is what I'm feeling. So hi, Doreen. And I was talking with 2 hours, was on a walk with my girlfriend and client Doreen, and talking about this topic as well, why business coaching needs to change, definitely. And we were talking, we are both projectors. We already felt for months and months the change that is happening. And so I'm very excited to observe and witness now that the things are changing. And so everyone who's hopping on here, how are you feeling? A little life update check before we go into the specific, because eclipse is always like death and rebirth, and introducing a new version with a new style is always a sign that certain things are happening in my world. And I'm very, very excited. I received Friday an incredible invitation that also brought up a conversation around what do we need to bring into the coaching space as offers, as spaces for women who do not find this out there. And I want to encourage you that whatever you feel currently coming through with this eclipse energy is something so much needed that your clients and the people who are looking for new mentors are looking for. So you are the other option that they want to hire, and you have to really get this out there instead of sitting with it and questioning yourself or getting too much caught up in your head. So let me just check up. Hello, Stella is here as well. Oh, I pulled up my own comments. I don't want to do that. Okay, here. Feeling the eclipse. Dana is here. Hello, freaking exhausted. The inner transformation being beautiful, but also overwhelming. Yes, definitely take a lot of rest. Natasha is here back. Hello. Rebirth in all aspects. It's just the plan of an eclipse season. The universe goes and the program goes, you know what? We don't have time, ladies and gentlemen. We need to upgrade. We got to prepare you for your next level of evolution. You have to, build an empire, make an impact, help people. You have purpose to fulfill. So come on, we got to have some boot camp energy in here. I feel I'm here to bring experience that expand people. Many of my clients don't have a business. It does not mean that they have to have a business. It is about you living your purpose, and with you being yourself. Most importantly, you embodying who you are in your definition is the purpose, and your energy, how you express yourself, what you create from there is the impact that you're here to bring to the world. And so the topic that I want to talk about today got inspired by a couple of things. So this week's eclipse energy, definitely, where I was asking myself, what is working, what is not working anymore? What do I want to bring to this, to the world, to this online space? But also I noticed, oh my God, I want to be more offline. I want to impact leaders. This whole leadership conversation started before the eclipse, and now these things getting more and more clear. And so first I want to ask you, have you read my post about why the amount of sales that I made is not relevant, is zero relevant, and absolutely does not matter how I did it to your business results, to your success, whatever your success is? And when we talk about sales, then we talk more about getting clients and how I made that amount, and which offers I created, and how I attracted these clients, and all this. Did you read this post? And if you read this post, let me know in the comments what one thing resonated most. What kind of what do you can remember? Okay, so if you have not checked out this post, what are you doing? Who are you following? Stop following everybody else. Just follow me. That's enough. Not yet. Hello, people. What are you doing? I mean, if you don't even follow your mentor's posts. Katarina, it's a shout out here. I know, it's okay. It's okay. You do you. But this post was about that it came out of a deep resistance that I felt this entire month. The March was over 6 figures in sales, and it was all you need is G. The G factor, right? It's the G factor. Let me give you just a short background. This post got inspired by my own experience. I had this incredible, successful month, and it was so different because for the first time, I did not make it about money or reaching a goal or, focusing on selling and focusing on a launch or whatever. I was so in my design and living my strategy of creating recognition, of using my projector aura mechanics, of connecting with people, letting my clients really feel supported by me and seen and recognized. So the thing is, Natasha, you are a good student. You're a good student. So the thing is that came out of this was then as I wanted to share about it. I wanted to talk about it because it felt so different for me that the moment I did not make it about the money, I did not think about what did I change or what did I sell, and then these results happen. But what mattered so much was the clients, the amazing clients, all of you who are on here. I love you so much that I attracted, the conversations I had, the lifestyle that I was living in Munich, and the amount of time I was not on my phone but was in real life, the real life connections I had with my clients. And that from that suddenly everything flipped. While I was chasing something or trying to create something beforehand in my business and build something in my business, suddenly it was that I had not built, there was no force. It was just so in my second line flow. I was just doing my thing. And so the entire April, I was sitting there. I'm like, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to share it. Other people, my clients and not yet clients, they need to know that this is possible. That the more I am myself, the more I really follow my intuitive flow and not think about it, and even don't go back into the mind of, yeah, but you should launch something, you should do a free class, you should create something that people see you and post more, whatever. I stepped away and was so disciplined to not go there. And I'm like, but I need to bring this to the world. And my body was, fuck no, we're not doing it. 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 An entire month. This entire month, I didn't launch anything. I made sales, but I did not promote it anything big. I was sitting with this. There is this result. I need to get this out there and somehow. And then this resistance was so strong that I was like, okay, what is here? Because when we have massive expansion, entire March, let me know, it was a massive massive expansion for you maybe as well. And then this April was all about calibration. It was all about holding that energy. It's all about integrating, having new things. We jump to a next level, and then it's not about going to the next level right away. It's about, can you actually hold this? Can you settle into this? Can you integrate what happened, the identity shift? Because we're now at a stage that we're not anymore going, oh, this is what I do, and this creates that result. And then you look at the paper and say, oh, here I launched this, and there I wrote the email, and then I posted this, and then I made this masterclass. This is not anymore how I grow my business. It is really a true identity shift that happened. And this needs to be so integrated, and your nervous system has to become, because at that new stage, new challenges, new things are happening, old things fall away, including clients, including business income, including whatever. So this entire April, let me know in the comments what that was for you, was about calibration. And so I wanted to teach this, and there was something in this resistance in for me that has to do with why business coaching might not work for you. There was this resistance of talking about it and to use this to the old way of, then you have a class and then you launch something on the back end. So this model that we all know was, you teach something that you have created, that you have mastered, or that you have achieved. And this is a 6-line thing. You teach something and then you sell the offer that people can learn that from you. This is what this coaching industry taught me. This is a method, a system, a way to sell. So I'm not bored of launching. I love launching. I love selling. Actually, I could do that all day long. But the thing is that the big resistance was first that I had to clear a money block around me talking about numbers and sharing about numbers, while a lot of people say, no, you're now teaching human design, source-based human design, you're studying it, you cannot make it anymore about the money. and you cannot talk about the money. And the more I still talked about the money, people kind of projected their money stuff on me. So I was like, there was a block there, and I cleared this block, and now it's cleared. So that was my lesson in there. And then there was still this fucking resistance. Even as I cleared this money block, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I was talking to Doreen today. I'm like, you know what? The thing is that if I were doing this, and this is what I said on this post, that's why this post came through. If I were doing a class, let's say a free class or even a paid class, where I just talk about how I did it and have people pay me to learn from me how I did it, and then letting people leave this class and just be okay. This is what we did. Do you resonate with this? I mean, I did that a lot. So I have to close my pants. I did that a lot in the past because that was the model that we got taught, right? You learn something, you share it, people pay you for it, they learn from your experience. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. But here, the title, Why Business Coaching Might Not Work for Your Design, is exactly this. That my body had such a strong resistance to teach something where I'm like, fuck no, it does not work for you. It is so irrelevant. It's not relevant. It cannot be applied. Even what I'm talking about today, even when you see my live streams, even if you see me posting, this is what I did, or this is what I'm going through, and this is what I learned, you cannot apply it to your system, to your business, to your lifestyle, to your way of making money at all. So there must be actually under each post and under each live stream a big disclaimer. Just listen to me, see me as a sixth line, that this is possible if you understand your design specifics, and don't do anything what I'm doing, because it's actually wasted time. It is fucking wasted time. And I was about to write a post where I'm like, even if I put this as a disclaimer, people will still think, oh, she's doing it, so I'm gonna try it too. And that was the main reason why this topic came up, that I see why so many coaches invest in other business coaches, and me included. I invested in coaches, in one-on-one, in programs and classes, and I always got something out, but then I had to figure it out myself. And then I always got left with this certain bitterness of, why is it still not working? Why is it still not working? Or why does it feel hard? Why do I feel a resistance in my body to keep doing what I learned? If it should work effortlessly. Does anyone resonate with this? Can I get some feedback? Because that was the main reason I said this to Doreen. My body, it is not an integrity anymore. I cannot take money from you to join a class where I just teach you how I did that, and not sit down with you and say, you know what, we do it with you now. We do it together, so that you have really understood, for your specific context of your lifestyle, your business, your way of selling, your profile, your type, your authority, your motivation, your view. Like, I have to go so deep. Hi, Melissa. I have to go so deep to apply it for every client in that depth. And then actually it requires even more integration to do it with me afterwards. So I have created these spaces to do this with Potency, my projector mentorship, which is now 12 months, and Mastermind, the proximity mastermind for all types, long-term as well, because it is not in industry. It is not, this is maybe industry standard, but my standard is higher now. And so that was the reason why I was resisting that class. And it was really this, you know what, it is actually wasted time for me, because it now at a point makes me feel bitter. It makes me feel bitter to leave clients go, to let that I would let you go out of this class, even though I make money, but I'm not feeling success, my signature as a projector, if I would leave people with that and then not, because it's not an integrity. It's not it. And saying that was a big breakthrough for me. And I know that it is not many coaches are doing it, because look at, open your phone. Everybody is selling their way of doing it. And this got to inspire this live stream that I say why business coaching does not work for you is because it is not differentiated. It's all homogenized, and it's all the way that these mentors, their way is working for them, but they make money out of teaching their way, and it might work for a couple of people or maybe a lot of people if those people are doing a good job to trying to be exactly like that coach. They're not trying and doing a good job to figuring out that for themselves. They're trying really hard and doing a really good job and also paying that coach a really shit ton of money to not be themselves. Yeah? Agree? And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. My ego is so deconditioned that I cannot take money with this in my mind. And then someone tells me, you make it only about the money. If I only made it about the money, I would have taught that class and sold a course and whatever already. But this is not what I'm doing anymore. I think long term. I want you to be successful long term, and 2027 is coming. That's why this industry is now changing, that everybody says, you know what, it's not, I throw money onto coaches and I still don't see the results, or I see the results, but I'm still not feeling fully successful. I don't think I can scale this. I burn out. I'm tired. And the most reason is that those coaches, and also to be honest, most coaches are not business, I don't have a business background. Most coaches here are really teaching what they learned as they have figured it out. And I think this is an incredible asset. This is entrepreneur asset that we need to learn as entrepreneurs, that we look for solutions, that we're resilient, that we figure shit out, that we don't stop if we fail. That's entrepreneurship. That's leadership. But that is not having a business background. And I have studied business economics. I have worked over 10 years in consultancy, high level. So my background to business is different than most of these coaches. And so when you are feeling that your work that you have done so far with coaches, and I'm not talking to my clients because my clients are my clients, and so we're doing it differently, but it's not working for you, then now is the time to sit there and really reflect and take an honest self-assessment of what you invested in, if your coaches are really teaching you in a differentiated way. And I don't say that what they are teaching is wrong. Absolutely not. Because this whole conversation also got inspired by the big invitation, not the big invitation, but an invitation I got on Friday, and also my feeling that I have, like my intuitive, forward-thinking, splenic, what is next feeling for me at that stage where I am at now at this business is that I want to step more and more into leadership and legacy work and working with leaders, and also building my personal brand outside the online space in a bigger context. So I am now going, because I'm now clear about my business model, I'm now clear about my clients, I'm clear about my offers, I have my signature programs, everything's super clear. Now I can go into scaling. And scaling requires now a more strategic part, where beforehand it was really the inner work, the energetics, the human design, the mechanics, to understand finally who I am and what I'm here for. Then it was this expressing that in my brand voice, in my brand style, in my messaging, all that happened the last 6 months, to now I'm at a place that, oh, I have cleared it out, I have built it in a new way, in a new aligned way. Now it's about scaling. So I am actually going into scaling through also systems to support myself and have it automated certain things. I get so lit up by it because I have a strategic brain, and I love to support my clients in the same way, so that we can be more in our zone of genius, which is me guiding and leadership, leading other leaders. And so through that conversation, I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? There's actually a pattern happening, and we need something in this industry that even those strategic topics like funnels and marketing and, systems and support in that way, there's nothing wrong with it. But it also, these aspects these topics, these methods have to be individualized, fully customized, fully personalized. And it's not that they're bad and everybody's kind of, there was this phase where this started that we all started maybe coming into this coaching space in an era where it was really about, building your email list and do a freebie, a free opt-in, and then build the email list and then have your signature program, and then you kind of build that more, and it was more a bro type of marketing. And then because that was not working for so many people, do you remember that time? This is how I started my coaching business, with a business mentor who taught me that principle. You have to have, and everything was planned out, you have this goal at the end of the month and at the end of the year, and then we have to sell so many classes, and then you have to do so many whatever freebies, opt-ins, and then you have to this amount, like it's only numbers, and then you try to reach that end of the month goal, and it was fucking exhausting and pressure, and it was not working. And so everybody, do you resonate with that? And then everybody kind of said all this bro marketing and this pain point marketing. Yes, it was not really, it was very manipulative. It was very seven-centered. It was very ego-driven. But what actually, the main reason why that not was working is because it was not differentiated. It was not specific for mostly the energy type of this person, the natural genetics, the potential. It was not unique to the lifestyle. It was not unique to the desires, the goals, the energies, like all that was not right. And then everybody, the entire industry went into, okay, now we all do the feminine way. We only go into the energetics, and we try to become, we hate funnels and we hate opt-ins, and we all go into becoming an energetic match, and we just lay back and kind of manifest through orgasms our million raining from the sky. Anyone here try to do that, at least at some point? So that's kind of the evolution of this industry as well. And then everybody was throwing those coaches the money in their face to learn how to become an energetic match and to do all this orgasmic manifestation. And I don't say that with these modalities is something wrong. It's not. It was just the way how it was marketed as the solution suddenly. The solution. And that's why I say there's nothing wrong with funnels, and there's nothing wrong with strategies and planning and profit planning. I love that. And it's really healthy if you are a CEO or run a business and really want to not just make money online, but really scale your business and grow it to multiple 6 and multiple 7 figures, you have to be a CEO and have to see yourself. No, I did not mean that is a strategy. I mean, it is the funnels and all that. There is a strategy is just a word for a intentional sequence of actions. That's a strategy. That, I do this first and I do this first and then this is coming, That's why the energetics, you have more feeling for it. And you tune in and do it intuitively. And energetics is intuitively that you do not have a plan for what is coming, So this is my definition for it. If you don't agree, that's totally fine. But what I want to say is that with everything that neither that space is using, nor the energetics is using, nothing is wrong with it. Everything has its impact, its way of doing it. But the only thing, how most people have marketed and taught it, not everybody, was not specific for that client. Yes, Stella, absolutely. Thank you for clarifying it. Yes, I totally agree. I just say it loud out so that the replay hears it. Orgasmic manifestation can be a tool, but it was being marketed as a strategy. Yes. And what I always want to say is that even those coaches who know about this, most of them, not everybody, but most of them, I'm just talking about most of them, have been marketed and sold this as the solution and that everybody can do it. And I don't believe that this is with everything, that every tool is for everyone. And so this is cross-off planning now crumbling, that people understand, hey, not every tool is for everyone and not every trend is the trend for everyone. And so what I just noticed and what I want to create awareness around is that there was a new trend, there was a new thing, and everybody was jumping on it and said, that is now my solution for the problem. And I want to say that when we look at it through human design teaches us to come back to our own knowing, our own authority. And what is the biggest thing? That's why I say when I teach a class, I'm not the authority. I'm just a guide who guides you back to your authority so that we find your way to create this for you. And I have different modalities that I can bring in and we can try. But the reason why it has not been working so far and why people are now shifting and looking for new coaches and mentors is because of this very lack of specific personalization. And all of the clients that I work with do that for their clients and have ever done it, but had hard times to stay consistent and sustainable with the trends that are in this industry and teaching us or telling us, no, you have to make it, you have to, for example, scale a group program, but you cannot teach very individualized, very personalized methods and sacred rituals and energetics and advanced strategies or for a full group of hundreds of people, because this is how to scale. And I just and the reason why I'm talking about this is because Saturn is in Pisces now, and people want to grow their business without them being in their business all the time. Who agrees with it, right? So when we had this whole strategy thing that we have the intention behind strategies, this first, let's say the first wave, right, of it was that, you have your systems running, you have your funnels running, and then you can enjoy your life or focus on something else so that there's a certain automation. While then the trend went into the energetics. And with this also it means that your business, when you run your business on energetics, then, and you don't have any automation, any systems that support this, and this is what I also learned from those coaches, you don't need a website, you don't need a funnel, you just sell from your Insta stories, you just have a simple link that people sign up for, right? But what then the problem is that if you run your business on your energy and your energy is low, or you're not in the mood to show up and don't want to, your business also goes low. So what do we do then, right? And so many coaches, and this is why I got so fired up, that because most of the coaches were forced to go away from their innate intuitive way of doing things and, offering very personalized things. And then they went into this industry and kind of got flooded by a mass production for clients to kind of produce classes and produce programs to make money, right? And they could not really be in their mastery of their art, and then they burned out. But they were running their business on mostly energetics, and then what? The whole thing crumbled. So now we are exactly in that pivoting point where we bring two things together, and this excites me most. That we understand, everybody understands that this way of teaching, coaching of mostly industry leaders here is not working. And so a lot of people are turning their backs more and more from those modalities and concepts and come to the coaches who are kind of in a second row a little bit, who still are doing their thing. And we need them to be more in their genius, to be leaders, to impact people. So the second row, the other option, you all are the other option. And you have to be even more in your genius to make to guide, to lead, to impact, to heal, to whatever your work is with these people. But in order to do so, we need to bring strategies again in, automation, recurring income, also profit planning, certain structures, teams, outsourcing, being clear, what is your potential? Where is untouched potential in your business and in your chart? Where your vulnerability is? Where do you need more support? What does make sense that you focus only on this? Which offers actually are too much? This is what I love doing with my clients. As you say, we laser in, we take away, we cut off all the fluff that was there and all the things that we have created. Like, we have created so many things, right? But I'm now in my own, I was sitting there yesterday, white paper out. I'm like, okay, I only go into this. I create systems and strategies for that so that I can build my legacy. And I start to sweat now because I know, Stella, yes, we love that. So the thing is that we want to and have to, hi Nina, we have to be in our genius, because let's say the tsunami of people who will come out of these big coaches exhausted, and maybe you are also one of those people who are looking for new mentors, then this is exactly this. Yeah, and so you also have to be okay, like Stella just said, that we just burned the entire office suite to the ground, to be okay to have certain transformation in your business happening and maybe income dip. But then on the other side, it's so much better because it's so lighter, and this is scalable. I'm sweating too, and I wear like a crop shirt, and I have a hole in this is kind of air conditioned, in my jeans. So the thing is, what is so important, that what I'm doing here is a masterclass in itself. And I don't know this is just my level, what I'm doing. But what I want to tell you is that, and what my next step is, that I gonna bring both together. I bring together from my business background, the strategies, the funnels, the things that get outsourced, so that I can focus on my legacy, and that is leadership. And that is also building a personal brand. And personal brand is not just having a unique brand style. Yeah. It's not just having, certain personal aspects in your brand, like influencer style. It's another thing. And I will talk about the differences between branding a product or branding a service. You are a health coach and you have a certain brand identity as that type of health coach versus a more brand identity with influencer vibes like I have, where my whole self-expression is there, to a personal brand, which is so independent to what you sell, that I'm now going into personal brand, which goes also into PR and podcasting and writing a book and all those. And I know Stella is also on that path, because then we can sell. If I go into fashion tomorrow and gonna style leather jackets, you would buy my leather jackets because I already have created brand awareness. I'm wearing jackets. This is my style. This is so next level. But if you're not there yet, we got to get your business up and running and look at, do you have your signature offer? Is your business model aligned with your human design, with your energy, so that you don't expend energy, but get nourished and replenish energy with everything that you do in your business? Do you know how to launch aligned with your human design type? It's different for everyone. Like, this is all that needs to happen first, right? And depending in which season you are, because I said, you could, for example, ask yourself, there's so much information out there. You can Google everything. You can Google how to make money online, how to create an offer, how to create an email list, how to launch something. You can Google it all. But why, with so much information that is out there, still people get burned out? Still people feel not fully fulfilled. Still people feel something needs to change. It is not working, or it's not working good enough. I'm still too much in my business, or I still have certain hesitance to fully show up as myself. All these questions. Why is it there? Can you give me an answer? If so much, tell me in the comments. If all the information is available through Google and all these free classes and all this, why is it still that people feel, I need another course, I need another mentor, I still don't get it? Why is it? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because the individual, like I said, the entire time, the individual support, the application, the long-term guidance to really refine and retune with the own personal evolution. So it's also not set in stone. It cannot be fixed. We're all growing, we're all evolving. So we need a system of understanding how to run our business and structure our business that is growing when we are growing. It cannot be that you put yourself in a box with a certain brand style, and when you now have these rebirth moments like eclipses, you go like, fuck, I don't like this anymore. I don't like the colors. I don't like this. I don't stand for this anymore. And you're growing. Then what? Then you keep yourself shrinking in that box. And what I see with a lot of coaches who have maybe a scalable business model, and they have a signature offer or an academy, a training, a certification, something bigger that they scale, and then they have certain strategies and funnel people in, and there's already good automation happening, which is cool and dandy, but there's a certain brand of that product, and their next level should be and is, and that they know is stepping into their purpose, into their leadership power, and building authority. And what that requires is definitely having a personal brand and stepping into thought leadership and standing out with an opinion. And what I'm doing here is thought leadership, is bringing something into this industry that I leave on the table. I do the mic drop. I go from stage and I leave you with a different perspective. I leave you with something that you can reflect on and hopefully see a difference, or look through it through a different, at these things through a different lens. This is thought leadership. And next level clients and attracting higher caliber clients, it's not about the offer in itself, and the scaling cannot happen when you hide behind the brand of a product. You have to have your own brand, and you have to step out and be courageous and be like have an opinion and be maybe polarizing, yeah, but not making it about that or triggering people. It's about really building authority, building brand awareness through thought leadership. And that requires that we have everything, kind of a cash cow in your offer suite. You have to have a cash cow in your offer suite that you can build and scale with certain systems and funnels. And there's a way to make that in a very intuitive, energetic, I call that energetic funnels. Some people call it feminine funnels. And I'm very excited to that is my next step, my next chapter, that I do this for myself and for my clients. And I'm having something very incredible coming for leaders who already have these certain things in place and want to scale more. But it is actually for everybody. Let's do a little self-check, and so that you know what to focus on. This is kind of my intention for today. And if you have questions, please already start to put them in the little question box, because my rant and riff is kind of over now. I want to give you a short self-check, but then also answer a couple of questions. So if you have questions, or I want to ask my opinion on something, want to share your opinion on something, then put them in a little question box here. Because my intention here for this riff today was that you understand that nothing is wrong with you if you don't see the results with it. It's just that the concept that we have been learned is not fully applicable to you. It's not always it's not that you have a mindset problem. It's not just that. Yes, we need to work on our beliefs and our not self, which can be called mindset, but it is not that you need a mindset to change something. You got to understand your not self. That is that more. It's not just an energetic thing that your energy is off when certain things are not happening. The question is, what is your energetic blueprint? Do you know your definition? Because when we want to be seen by our next level clients, then it is about understanding the mechanics of your type. For me as a projector, I am not here to share what I've built. That's not why people hire me. People hire me for what I see, what I recognize in them. So every projector has to understand how to really recognize the right things and not talk at people, and also how to be recognized. And then for me, the next level is definitely the thought leadership. For me, I share through my 6 line what my experience is, but then I also express in my brand. Your brand is the expression of your definition. It is your centers, it is your profile, it is your channels. And I share how I can support people. How I support people. What do you mean with that's beautiful awareness, please? This is interesting. That caught my attention. Jamie, what do you mean with beautiful awareness? Because it's mechanics. It is quantum physics. It's advanced human design. So this is what I can break down for every type and what I do for my clients. And this is a big difference. That is a game changer. When you know your specifics, you actually know how to strategize that or use it in your content creation, in your marketing. Yeah, the thing is, I share what I see, but most projectors cannot see correctly. I have possibility view. I have desire motivation. I have learned to not I love you, Stella. And talk to you tomorrow. Exactly. So for you generators, it is about what do you respond to? And I see a lot of generators wasting their life force energy because you're responding to the wrong things that actually are not in fueling your signature, meaning makes you happy, give you this sense of satisfaction if you engage your energy with that, right? So if you want to attract higher level clients, you have to stop responding to the ones who do you not want to respond to. And this is a pattern. This is the same with projectors, always getting caught up in the audience, the people that are in front of them, and then trying to make them see what they see and try to convince them to move. And I have been there. I have so been there. But if you want to attract higher level clients, this got me to the figure launch that I did last year, not last year, last month, is that I changed my attention. I changed what I got my attention to, what I responded to, right? I spoke to a different ideal client. Like there's so much, higher caliber clients don't even want to be sold to. They don't need to be sold to. They don't need to be motivated. They don't need to be yelled at. They don't need to be talked through money objections. They don't need all this. It's not required. So how do you put that in a content? And this is something that I will teach in the spaces that for my mastermind is for all types. This is what I teach in Potency for Projectors, because this is specific for that. And what I wanted to refer back to is that it is not just a willpower consistency thing if you don't see results, right? It is more about, do you have a defined ego or not? Yes, I attract a lot of, Jamie. I attract a lot of quad right and very right, not only projectors, but very right, defined, receptive people, all types in my life. Yeah. And I know that my strategic mind helps them to amplify their work and get it into a certain structure and strategy so that it's easier for them to understand how they are meant to work. Yeah, absolutely. So it is also not a money block, a self-worth thing. Again, do you have a defined ego or not? Do you have a defined spleen or not? This is around feeling safe around money. You know, when there are money coaches and they say you have money blocks, but if you have an undefined ego, then you might not feel safe around money. Same with emotional solar plexus, you know, having uncomfortable conversations when raising your prices and holding the energy. There's so much specifics that I could go into. That's why I want you to look at your investments and how you work with mentors differently and see and really make sure, are your mentors truly understanding your design energetics? Probably not, because not everybody knows about human design. But if you want to get really serious about it and scale and grow your business in a way easier way, then design is a key that you can use if you want to, right? It makes it easier, definitely. And so you can check yourself by looking at, okay, where did you come from? If you have already strategies in place, and you know, and they're not working, then probably, or you feel a cap, you know, then it would make sense to look into your design structures more and align your offers with your human design definition. With mostly your channels are here important, and learn how to use your strategy to respond, to create recognition, to wait for the invitation, to initiate, you know, all this based in your marketing, in your launching, understanding your authority when launching. Now, all this is an amplifier. You can, when you understand this about you, you can make results and way faster in your business. So this is something to look at. If you come from the space of spiritual and energetics, and you know yourself and maybe you know your design, but you cannot scale and you have all different offers, then we need to put them into a certain structure and strategy so that you're supported in your energetics and you can scale. And if you have both in place and you go like, yeah, I have my offers, I'm really good, I think they're cash cow, and you also know your design a little bit more and use it a little bit, then definitely the brand evolution part is brand authority. To create brand authority, step into leadership and get your name out there. Like create your reputation and use and understand your design from that space. How are you meant to lead? Where are your blocks? Where do you feel resistance in your design, so that we kind of get into this more visibility and making more impact, but also through a personal brand, through building a really strong personal brand that stands out. In particular, now as competition gets more, and here Instagram tanks, people don't see you that much anymore, right? People don't engage very much. They're always saturated. So you have to bring something to the table that really stands out. And so I don't believe that most business coaching that you get here, also around scaling and brand, especially brand, it's not colors and fonts. It is having a personality. People hire you because of your personality. And if you have insecurities about showing up and speaking an opinion and just standing up for something without triggering, without all this conversation around, I have bold energy, I'm a rebel, I'm triggering people, like that is proving energy. That is not thought leadership. That's not authority. When you still have to talk about how bold and big you are, that's insecurities, to be honest. That's not bold and big, that's highly insecure. And so that is something that I want to leave with you today, to check in with yourself. At which level are you? And do you have the mentor on your side? And do you have a person who you trust? Do you have a person who has their eyes really on you and understands you and is next to you? All of my clients, I got you. Or is that maybe the key that you want to look into and hire someone who really is able to create those specific package that you need to scale? And especially, I know all of you want next level, higher level clients, higher caliber clients. And if you are not yet my client and you want a little taste test of my work, I have a 2-day intensive coming. I will announce it tomorrow or the next day. We will see about all this to create brand authority, to amplify your message through your brand, and also selling to higher caliber clients. So if that is something, also your offers to really, up level them for this next level client, and have my eyes on your chart and on your business, on your offer suite right now, and to align that in this 2-day intensive, I would be doing that. And I will announce it. So if this is something that you're interested in after the conversation we had today, then you can send me a message and you will be first to receive the information. And stay tuned to my stories. I will announce that on my stories first, and there are limited spaces because I always want to make sure my clients who join get my highest attention, and this is only possible in a small group of people. So that is what is coming next. And then there's a big other announcement, but that's not yet. But a lot of things are coming. I would like to hear how this resonated with you today. And if you have any other question, Jamie asked a question. As a quad right 2-4 emotional generator, do you have any tips for that type? There's so many tips, Jamie. But the best tip would be get guidance from a projector. That is the shortcut. I don't know which tips in particular. My question is, where are you most frustrated? Where are you most frustrated in your business at the moment? And then tell me more about this, and then let's turn it into satisfaction. Because usually what I do with my generator clients, there's just 1 or 2 tweaks in your offer suite, in your daily life, in the things that cause you frustration. And when we take this out and you only focus on the things that really make you feel happy and regenerate energy, a lot of things are taken away. And then also creating your business based on your emotional authority in your timeline, taking the pressure off. Also, as a quad right, you cannot have any pressure in your day or set structure that frustrates you. And what I found mostly with my quad right clients and emotional authorities is, and also 2-4, I don't know what your definition is and how far are your collective, individual, or tribal, how you work with clients depends on those circuitry qualities. So I need to look at your chart to tell you this. But definitely, if you have an undefined ego, then boundaries, communication is key. So this communication styles, how to communicate this, how to communicate your waves, how to lead your clients from this receptivity, how to inform your clients to work with you. You have to be asked questions. This is kind of leadership style that is important to learn, but I need to look into your chart. So if you want my eyes on your chart, you can definitely, on my Linktree, there are 2 options to book a session with me for 2 different investments. And if you want to do that, you're welcome to book a session. And then we can identify your biggest growth potentials in your chart. Okay. So if there are not any other questions, if you have questions later coming up, please send me a DM. If you're watching the replay, please send me a DM if you have questions and also want to know options to work with me. Then do that. Follow my stories. Please follow my stories. Engage with my stories. That would show recognition and is so much value for you. And if you're interested in joining the Caliber Intensive, the class where I work with you very closely, then send me a message and you will be first to get the information when I announce that tomorrow. Okay, thank you for watching today. It was fun. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care of you in this eclipse and